everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back. I hope everybody's having a wonderful evening. Thank you for tuning in and joining us. It is going to be pretty epic, and I was already with our guest backstage, and we were talking and, uh, just kind of catching up. And for those that don't know where we're streaming, we are streaming along all the platforms: LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter. We're also on the Safety FM radio station, safetyfm.com, safetyfm.live. So you can find us everywhere that you catch these live streams. I already see people in the chat. Gabriel, hey, what's going on? Thank you for being here. The music is popping, greatly appreciated. Mr. Donald, glad to be here tonight. What are we talking about? We're actually going to be talking about, some stuff that's really dear to my heart. This is where I got into safety and, started in the trenches. And I'm going to bring my guest on. We will be joined by none other than Justin Taylor. What's going on, Justin?
What's up, man? It's a pleasure to have me here, Pedro.
What's going on, brother? So,
Man, you got it, man.
just giving everybody a little background story of what's to come. So, and we
Yeah,
titled it "Confined Spaces to Hollywood Places."
for sure.
Me and Justin go way back. We actually worked in the catalyst industry. Working in the oil field, the oil refineries.
hmm
So, but let me stop talking and let Justin just tell us who you are, brother. What you about? Where you at?
So yeah, man. So like Pedro said, guys, I'm from Houston, Texas. I
There you
just
go.
recently relocated to the Los Angeles area, man. I'm out here just trying to make the best of the opportunities, that's given to you. Whatever opportunities that you don't have, you go and take them. So, so far so good. It's been a road less traveled, but hey, I advise anybody if you don't know, you know what I'm saying. It's gonna take a lot of work to get to where you want to get to. So, in the process, it's definitely an experience, and it's an humbling experience. And hopefully, I'll be able to, go into more details as far as like giving people insight, maybe some help and some nuggets along the way. So we all need some type of encouragement in whatever we're doing, whether it's working, whether out here trying to be entrepreneurs or whatever it is. We're just gonna keep the positive energy rolling because we all need that.
And everybody that's streaming, that's listening right now, we love the positive vibes.
hmm
So again, diving right into it, we called it Confined Spaces to Hollywood Places. Obviously, Justin relocated to Los Angeles, home of Hollywood, home of the movie stars, Beverly Hills, the whole nine. But where
So,
we got our humble beginning, and I like the fact that you said that,
mhm.
the beginning um, in confined spaces,
Yeah,
doing that hazardous work. So give
correct.
people your take on the work that we used to do.
So, um, man, we used to get it in. Uh, it's those the jobs and the stuff that we did is it's stuff that you can't. It's not nothing that the real world can compare you to. It's either you piss or get off the pot because your life it can be here today and it could be gone within a split second off of the decisions of you not being aware of what's going on. It was most definitely a humbling experience for me because all the extra work and the extra things that you have to think of outside of work, man. It was very tedious on the body, very tedious on your mind, but it take a different kind of animal to be able to fulfill that we had to do, and this. It was
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And to give a little backstory, catalyst work inside the refinery. So you pass a big refinery,
yeah,
and you see the hydrocrackers, the big EOs, the big stacks.
yeah,
Well, myself, Justin, along with a bunch of other people that we know, would actually be dumb enough to go inside those damn things,
yeah,
and we were putting our lives on the line
yeah,
left and right. Some of
yeah.
them were inert entry to where they were purged with nitrogen, and we had this big clamshell helmet that we had to wear
hmm
to give us oxygen and clean them out.
hmm
So,
hmm
what moving from that,
hmm
and talking about the confined space and what we did, what was one of your biggest challenges getting into the business?
So I guess one of my biggest challenges was it was morally it does take a lot of who you know what I'm saying, but just getting the opportunity. But I think once I got in there, it was more new to me because I was into the going into confined space, but using the going in like tanks and cleaning tank entry, cleaning stuff like that. But when I got to doing that, I think my biggest thing was overcoming the fear of was always stressed about the life support trailer and going into inert entries, which I thought was crazy. And I didn't have a clue of what that was until I got into working over there at that particular company that we were working in. So I think mine was morally the fear part. It never was the work part because I've always had the work ethic, but I didn't expect I would work so hard just doing that it took a lot of physical work to do it. But
Mm-hmm.
I think that to me by far, Joe was one of the most like strenuous things for me. That stressed me out a lot, just knowing like, okay, that something can happen, but at the end of the day, that's when we trust our fellas of the experienced guys that we had with the job, and it made it a whole lot more comfortable. You know, once you knew that you had your brothers back and that they had yours, and when you going in there, like we all looking out for each other. So once I got that and knew that was what was going on outside around me, which I
Right.
wasn't aware, I felt good, and it was
Yeah.
on the rocking and rolling then.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But and to bring that point back into into the limelight,
Hmm.
not everybody that we worked around had a good head on their shoulders and understood, you know, what
Right.
needed to be done and what steps. There were some people that just didn't give a crap.
Right.
Some people that weren't really paying attention, and we had to get on that ass.
Yeah. We had to.
Because again, I'm the one that's going in the hole. I need you to watch my back. I need you to pay
Exactly.
attention and stay up, and in case something happens, you
Yeah.
can then winch me out, pull me out, however it
Yeah.
may be.
Yeah.
So,
You're right, man.
and I
You're
know
right.
when you got into into the business and we
Hmm.
started working together, I remember you talking about starting a skateboarding business.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did that ever take off? What happened with that?
So when my mind be all over the place, bro, and it was something that was like it was something that I had my eyes and goals set on because I'm always big on trying to find the next thing. And at that time it wasn't prominent, and then over time afterwards. But when you get so caught up in life, bro, sometimes you have those ideas and things, and it just doesn't transpire. So you just kind of move. You kind of move with the way the world is moving. So it came, and in between that, life and stuff happens. So sometimes you have to put your aspirations, because it never was a dream, it was an aspiration for business. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? How can I jump on the next thing? So once I realized by putting those particular opportunities to the side, because I was more worried about focusing on everyday life. And that's the problem that I like to tell people, like, let's not always allow our everyday life and trying to survive to consume our time. When we allow that to consume our time, then we put our dreams and stuff on hold, and then there you go. Like, what happened? It could have, would have, should have, and you don't want to be put in those situations anymore. Like, so learning from that was one of my biggest things too, to where I am like moving forward and being progressive, as knowing how to balance work, but then
Mm-hmm.
at the same time give that same energy that you put with work into yourself.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh
so
yeah. Definitely.
yeah, man.
So I'm gonna hit some of the comments up here. It
Hmm.
said, "Love the setup, greatly appreciate it, brother." Donald said, "4 in, 4 out, 4 is the whole watch."
Yes,
Yep, been there,
sir.
done that for many years. He said, "Inner entries were crazy. Bad sale
Yeah,
on the helmet, a very bad day."
yeah.
Yeah, we used to duct tape them. We used to clamp them shut, screw them
Everything.
down, and then duct tape them. And you had this, small little window that you would be able to look out of. So
And,
yeah,
and, and look, Joe. Sometimes the windows wasn't as clear. They would scratch you up, and you have to
scratched up,
you
and
have to touch and feel sometimes to
yeah.
see. You know what I'm saying?
And the way I could explain it so people understand that have never been in an inner entry or been in a clamshell helmet.
Hmm.
So if you think about Cuba Gooding Jr. in the movie Men of Honor,
Been a hunter. You're right.
that
Yeah.
helmet that he has, right? That right there is the window that we ended up having
Hmm.
for when we went into these confined spaces. And again,
Yeah.
like Justin said, It was
Yeah.
scratched up. Sometimes, it was pretty bad. So
Yeah.
you have not so much good light. They
Yeah.
didn't, you didn't have a big spotlight. You had two or three dangling lights that were there where
Mhm.
your vacuum hose was at, and
Mhm. And that
trying
was
to.
it, man.
That was it.
Work with what you can.
Exactly.
Woo, man. Tell
Mm.
me about it, brother. Yeah, it
Mm.
was real crazy. That should bring back
This was right
memories,
here.
bro.
Lost a friend, went down in a cracker. Ooh, man.
Man.
He said bad seal.
Yeah.
Yep, it happens, and that segues into the next comment. How
Hmm.
do you help a crew cope with witnessing an extreme injury on a job site? How to how to you help everyone? How to help everyone refocus on the job after a mishap? So, and to that, being a safety guy, and again, I started going into confined space. I was not always safety, but getting into safety and to help somebody refocus, especially if they're in the mix right there, they're witness to it, and maybe Donald, you can, attest to, how it went down if you were a part of it, but get the people that don't need to be in that area away,
Hmm.
sit them down. Once we get the situation under control, then we come back to those people and see what they need. Because again, there's going to be some mental issues that go on there that they have to make sure that they get back focused. Some people just break down and say, "I'm not getting back into a confined space. I'm not getting back into the helmet." Because you get scared.
But bro, and let me tell you, that happened plenty of times, man. It could be the simplest things, and like I'm glad that I've always been able to be around a crew that was experienced enough in those positions that to kind of be able to help assist me along the way. Granted, I haven't witnessed any bad thing, thank God. You know what I'm saying? But whenever it came down, that happened a very good, strong, supportive work group is very important to how you progress with work. It's not all the ways about the production. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you get into that type of industry, like the production could get you killed. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So at the end of the day, we gotta be able to compartmentalize those things, get everybody back on focus. So it takes strong leadership too. You know what I'm saying, from one another. And but like Don said, I'm looking in the comments, show
Mm-hmm.
support and compassion. Yes, be very encourageable. Because there have
Mm-hmm.
been times where I had situations where a simple, and it was on me, a simple disconnect of not in the inert, but in the fresh air, a quick disconnect of the line, and you get to panicking. But
Yeah.
in your head, you get the rating, be like, hey, I don't want to experience that experience. But at the end of the day, when you got guys who you call your brothers there, and you trust them, and they make you feel a whole lot more better, and you go back in and work like it ain't never happened before. So
Yeah.
most definitely, yeah,
Yeah, just got to be there for each other. Talk, talk, talk. Again, and
yeah,
pick their mind. Again, being part of the workforce and something happens
hmm
versus being, and I've seen it for both sides to where an incident happened and,
hmm
you know, being part of the workforce as well as an incident happening and being safety.
right,
But you see, you just got to get everybody calm, make sure they don't panic, and then just be there for
yeah,
them. Be
yeah,
compassionate, be empathetic, because they're gonna have emotions. They're gonna have thoughts that run through their head, like, "Damn, that could have been me." What
hmm
would have happened if he would have lost his life or she would have lost her life? That
hmm
type of stuff. So,
yeah,
and again, like you said, it takes good leadership.
right.
So, segueing into the next thing, what do you think about leadership? What's your take on leadership? What do you define as a good leader?
Man, what do I define as a good leader? Um, man, it's being able to understand both sides of the fence, man. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of people think leadership is going around telling people what to do, but it takes a special kind of person to be able to lead a group of men. You know what I'm saying? And lead a group of men who have their own perspective on whatever they think life is. And those qualities are not negotiable. You can't pay for that. It's natural. Those are intangibles, like intangible things, bro. These are the things that you can be able to decipher who the normal people and who the special people are. So it takes
Mm-hmm.
with leadership, man. All those different qualities, man. Like those are attributed into that. you know. And then, like I
Yeah.
said, my main thing when I look at a leader, all right, leader, since you're telling me what you want, but can you come over here and do the same thing too as well? Are you willing to get down and do the same thing? That's the marks of a leader for me.
Yeah.
That's me. That's
No.
what I look at. That's what I admire, bro. You know?
Yeah, definitely, definitely, and you know, I learned that, and then you know, coming from the trenches up to being a safety professional, I still
Yeah,
walk around with gloves. I still don't mind getting dirty, you know, because again, I know the workers that are out there, you know, the people, the workforce,
yeah,
they're working for the next dollar. They're working, and they need somebody to, and not say lead them, but guide them and mentor them, coach
correct,
them,
correct.
and give pick them up when they're feeling down, but also show them the way.
Yeah,
And if you have to get dirty, you have to get dirty. And I was always, you know, like that, and I like
correct.
leaders like that, especially in the business that we were in. You know, the ones
Yeah,
that were able to, you know, get suited up and get in the hole and actually show you a little bit, so
right.
that way you know for the next time, those were the best leaders.
And you know what else too? Like communication is key, man. Never not making yourself available is another sign of good leadership. You know, y'all know me. I ask questions. I
Mm-hmm.
ask, I'm gonna ask questions, and I always wanted to be able to ask questions and who I'm getting the answers from. Don't get irritated. This comes with the territory. You know what I'm saying? This
Yeah.
comes with the job. Like, are you going to be able to have the answers? You may not have the answers, but you can be able to direct me into the right, you know what I'm saying, direction of which I need to go so I don't be prone to making mistakes. Or I do allow myself to be able to expand opportunities by listening through your guidance and your leadership. You know what I'm saying? Most
Yeah.
definitely, you want to be respectful for one another. We're not going to
Oh
look
yeah.
at nobody any lesser than because a lot of us don't have a lot of information. You feel me? And a lot of us are
Mm-hmm.
walking into uncharted territories and learning stuff. So, do you have the mental aptitude to be able to handle that and be able to reciprocate that, man? And it's a good feeling when you're a leader, when you're in leadership positions, and you're able to fulfill the obligations that you want and see your team doing it and reciprocating it right back. You
Yeah.
understand what I'm saying? So that means it wasn't no lack and there wasn't no misunderstanding. You touch every count of, you know what I'm saying? Every
Mm-hmm.
corner of the board, you touch it, and then now you have a
A
tight
team.
knit.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? That's very
Yeah.
important. You know, we lack that from time to time. You know, from leadership, there was a disconnect,
Yeah.
right?
Oh
It
yeah.
was a disconnect. But when we stood strong was when we was out there in the field, and I value that the most. Like that's what I miss the most about doing it, is
Mm-hmm.
being around my boys because we, it wasn't a lot of times that we were going to be able to be around the same crew, and you know it
Yeah.
was very bro. That was being there. It's an
Oh
unbelievable
yeah.
experience, bro.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
had good
No.
times, man.
Yeah. Steve Bell said last confined space incident, 4 people went in, all went down. Classic scenario.
Yeah,
Psychological damage went on forever. We used the incident as a training event after the fact. You know, they were all trained, but you know,
yeah,
became the true trainers.
mhm,
And you know, sorry to hear that. And again, you know,
yeah,
the loss of life in that business, in any type of confined space business, or you know, stuff that you end up doing,
right.
it could turn south very quickly.
Very quickly.
You know, Steve also says leaders give permission for other people to lead.
Yeah,
You know, they empower them. A leader also has to pull the plug on non-leaders.
hmm,
Obviously, we got to get them out of there. Leadership really is not for everyone. Some people are scared of leadership,
yeah,
and you know, to that point, and you know, being a leader and talking about gelling and getting, you know, a crew.
right.
You know, if you were able to build somebody up and give them the knowledge and the nuggets to say, hey, and we've talked about this on the show before, so those that are, you know, listening, y'all heard it. I want to train you so that way you can take my job,
Hmm.
because I'm not going to be in this position as a
Forever.
supervisor or leadership, you know, forever. I'm going to move up. I want to move up, and I need somebody that I can empower to become a leader,
Yeah,
to go ahead and step in that role. And
yeah.
you know, so moving on from that and wanting to, you know, obviously better ourselves and getting out of the business, you know, when did you get out and what did you do after you got out of the canvas business?
So when I let me see, I think I stopped doing it. I stopped doing it in I want to say 2012. I think it was 2012. And like I said, y'all know I was a dog. You feel me? Y'all know I came in raw. I was willing to learn, and I picked up everything very fast. You know what I'm saying? And one of my biggest issues were trying to fight to get what I feel as far as what I deserve. You know, so my mentality, I'm always like, put your best foot forward. Let's Your work should be everything. Your work should speak to you. You being to work on time, this, and that, and the third. But the more and more after I left from that particular company, went to other companies, those morals didn't matter. It became more of, now I gotta kiss somebody's ass to make a living. And I wasn't about that. So at the end of the day, I said, if this the culture that has been built and predicated on this type of work, I mean, I don't want to be a part of that. Like that's I'm not gonna ever get to where I need to get to. So from there, I started doing really a lot of tank work. And after I got out of that, after I got past that, and I didn't see that I was going to get any more opportunities, in which I probably should have been, you know what I'm saying, more open-minded to other things, and, you know, took a route like you. I remember when you went straight into going to safety. You understand what I'm saying? Had I had that savvy of it, I would have probably been able to do it, and probably be still doing it right now. But just for going through those bad experiences outside the other companies, because who we worked for at that time, it was a good company. Like I said, we just had one bad apple seed up in there that we had to deal with. But when you go to other places, you have to deal with all the corrupt culture. You know what I'm saying? It just kind of discouraged you. So I just felt like it was time to go. I definitely didn't trust people like how I did with the previous couple. Like I trust you guys. So sometimes you have to be able in your mind to be like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's time to walk away. So I just chose to go into doing the tank cleaner. You know?
Yeah. Definitely. Hit
Yep.
the comments up. Tiffany, hey, what's going on? That's Donna in the house.
What's up?
Donald said, you know, my crew was tight. We often hung out together, traveled a lot for work. Yep. And, and again, they were like family.
Yep.
You know, the people that we traveled with and you know, we're out of town a lot of the time.
Yep.
I've been out of the biz for years, and three of us still talk daily, and that's what's, you know, and that's the good thing, you know, because I talked to Justin. There's a couple other people that I still keep in contact with.
Me too. Me too.
So it's good. It's a tight knit group, and I love it.
Yeah.
Mallory said, when you have a worker, senior, mutual, or junior, that is not cut out for the job they're doing, how do you address telling them? You're not making it. You're not cutting it. No, if it's a senior. And, you know, again, somebody that's a junior coming into it and saying, hey, supervisor, you suck at what the hell you're doing. You know, again, you get kicked off the job. They send you down to the ground, and you get, you know, you get the ass end of the stick. If you're equal, it's really just pull them aside and say, hey, you really are, you know, sucking at what you're doing. Either you get better, or they're going to end up, you know, and you have that come to Jesus talk with them. And then obviously if it's a senior, you just have to, you know, wait for one of your seniors, your project managers, your, you know, senior level come down and say, hey, you're really fucking up. Pardon my language.
But you know what, man? Look, to kind of touch on that, because, you know, in our industry, it's ego driven. So we're trying to have a dick swinger contest, you know? But when you put that to the side, man, like, listen, it comes down to like, listen, it's respect here. And if a person respect your views, look, if you're not cutting the mustard, you're just not cutting the mustard. It's nothing personal. Like, let's put the personal stuff to the side. Like, we be getting our panties in a bunch. Like, y'all know that. Like, if I'm doing something wrong, tell me, man. Because all it takes is one wrong move, man, and everybody's gonna suffer from it. You know, Steve.
Yeah. Steve, tank cleaning is a tough job. Yep.
You damn Skippy. Yeah. Very tough, man. Physically.
He said tough love. You got to give him the tough love. Yeah.
You got to, man. That's where you go get your real leaders by, and that you don't want to pussyfoot around and be nurturing. We all men here, men and women. You know, we all have responsibilities. When we signed up, we knew what we were going to get ourselves into it. So, like I said, a lot of that type of industry is culture driven. So what you typically normally use for, if you think you fit to come from corporate America and come in there and be talking to everybody like you're in a corporate setting, you wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Those type of
yeah.
people ain't gonna make it. You feel me?
Yeah. It was definitely a very very blue collar, you know, working environment.
Yes,
You
yes.
know, so if and again, some people actually that we worked with came from the white collar jobs, corporate America, and they had to get acclimated to going in confined space. They had to get
Yeah.
acclimated to actually doing the work.
That's it.
So
Yeah.
Tiffany said, "I feel you, Jay. I'm not about that life either." Tiffany. And then my man
Yeah,
Jamal, what's going on, Jamal? Good to see you. Said Tiffany, you're a mess, fam.
yeah.
Squad's in here. That's what I'm
Hold
talking
on.
about.
Yes, sir.
Hold on. I seen
Sure.
Sherm.
That's one of our
Uh,
boys.
yeah, that's the Sherman Stanley. We all work together.
Yes, sir.
Um, so Tiffany said the corrupt culture really is a thing, and I work to combat that and make these spaces better.
Most
Yes,
definitely.
yeah,
Most
and see,
definitely.
you know, Tiffany is an a CEO of a HR company, and she is trying to make workplaces better, and that's really from the onboarding and the HR portion.
Yeah.
She's definitely doing the damn thing.
And
Um,
I want to say something because,
yeah.
like, yeah, the corrupt culture is it's strong, man. It's very cliquish, man. And at the end of the day, I look at it with a logic like this, man. We away from our families, right? We're away from our families around people that we don't know to where we build and we get these type of relationship. And I don't really feel that there's any room to be in a type of culture set like that when you spending 8 hours, 8 to 16 hours of your day with people you don't know, man. And work should be able, you go to work to live, not live just to go to work, right?
Hmm.
So you want to make that experience the best possible experience, but you still have to come, you still got to deal with life once you leave here. So you don't want to go to the next thing where you spent the most time and be there and be mad and people not happy. Like, work's supposed to be jovial. We want to be able to get along. Even in a perfect
Hmm.
world, we know that won't happen. But if we can put our best foot forward to change that, I think we're moving in the right direction.
Hold
You
on, hold on,
understand?
hold on. Yeah, hold on, Jay.
Yep.
There we go. Had to hit him with the one more time. There you go.
For sure.
No, and again, it boils down to especially being a road warrior. And those that are out there
Mhm.
that are watching, tuning in, know what it's like. Have known what it's like.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
out there 10, 12, 16-hour days for 7 days straight. Again, 84 hours, 96 hours that
Man.
you're working side by side. You want to make it to where I want to come into work and make it enjoyable. Not, oh
Right.
shit, I got to get up and I got to go do this 16
Yeah.
hour shift with this guy. Like, come on. It's
That's
not, and again, it's not the fact that, again, we don't always have to be friends, but we have
no.
to be cordial enough to put the bullshit aside
Right.
and say, hey, you know what? We're going to set our differences aside. We got a job to get done. Let's have a little bit of fun while we're doing it.
Yeah.
And, at the end of the
Yeah.
day, the job gets done. You get
Yeah.
paid. Everybody goes home safe.
Because let me tell you something. And when that check comes, it feel better. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I would hate when we get on the wrong team or we with somebody and we, and it's just not going right, bro. Like, you be like, man, I can't even enjoy this. Like, and on top of that, I'm out of town away from my family. So I'm around y'all and I gotta see y'all because half of us was rooming with each other anyway. So why do you want to have that type? Like, no, man, hell no,
Hmm.
no.
Yeah, no, exactly. Exactly. And then Donald said, gotta have fun.
Damn right,
Got it. And
got to.
Sherman said, that's the truth. Good point, Justin.
Yeah,
He
man, it
said,
was many times.
gone weeks and months at a time from family missing birthdays and
Come
everything.
on,
Yeah. So
stuff going on back at home, like
yeah,
that we missing
exactly.
out on valuable things, man. I had drama going on,
Oh,
as a 23 year old dude. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? It was crazy.
Yeah, exactly. And Tiffany said this talk is real for real. Important discussions you're having. Thanks to, and again, that's what we do. We like to give value. We like to break it down and be real here. And
Yeah,
give the free 99 gems and jewels, so that way other people can listen to our stories and what we've been through, and hopefully can get a little bit out of it, and be able to, keep going, and
Yeah,
and rise up past what they're feeling, or if they're feeling some type of way about the job that they might have now. It gets
right.
better. Trust me, it gets better. Um,
Bringing a reasonable movement of optimism, bro. You know, uplifting
yeah.
one another. It's
Oh yeah,
hard,
definitely,
you
definitely,
know.
and that plays right into Tiffany's hashtag. We use it all the time on LinkedIn Squad. So, um,
Hard.
yeah, Steve said Tiffany, very real. No problem. I like to shout out people. And again, if y'all want to call in live and ask any questions live, y'all see the scrolling number down there. Y'all can hit it up, ask them live, no problem. Um, Sherman said, "I'm still in the industry since 2005."
Yeah,
Man,
still going
and
strong.
hey, but again, that's the thing that I know Sherman. We know Sherman.
Very
You know,
well.
very hard worker, and seeing all these years that we've been in the business and been around the business, and to see that he's still doing it, and,
Yeah.
and building up the younger generation that's coming through the ranks. Because
Hmm.
again, some of the younger generation that's been coming up are not as in tune with getting dirty, or not as in tune with actually doing the manual labor that we had to do when we were, coming up.
For real. Yeah. It was just there's a lot of deep appreciation of what we had to do, man.
Yeah.
And like I said, a lot of it has to do with our social media, what we're seeing, and people not understanding. Like I guess people's work ethic has changed with the times. You know what I'm saying? I was
Mm-hmm.
more of the blue collar. I don't like to throw that around loosely because it's a certain type of people that know what that is, and those values that you learn from blue collar work, those carry along, those are longevity. They're gonna
Mm-hmm.
go with you for the rest of your life. You'll be able to take that down to generation to generation. You understand what I'm saying? And have
Mm-hmm.
some long term success from it. But like the you this like I'm really thankful to being able to be in those situations, man. Because like you never take stuff for granted. Like you don't want to
Exactly.
take stuff for granted, bro.
No, and it built you up as a person,
Yeah,
knowing what you had to go through, and it built you up, and it gave you a little more experience, a little more knowledge.
right.
But then getting into and getting out of a blue collar and say going into a white collar position, or
Mhm.
staying in blue collar but being able to not get as dirty as
Yeah,
an
yeah,
actual full out laborer.
yeah.
You don't take that for granted, but then you can mentor and empower and bring people up in order to do that.
Yeah, yeah. It translates.
Mm-hmm.
That's translating. That's what it's about, bro. Can we translate it over into the next thing?
Yeah,
You know,
transferable skills.
that's it.
Yeah.
You goddamn right, man.
So with that being said, now getting out of that industry, and
Hmm.
so what took you over to California? What made you want to go to California? What are you doing over there?
Okay, so in that time, I end up in that space. Um, how I even came to California, I've always had an affinity for mountains and trees. So I started driving 18 wheelers and and I started spending a lot of time here. So when I got the opportunity, when the door closed and it opened up for me, I was able to leave and come over here. And when I got here, the first thing I realized, I said, it takes a certain type of person to be able to come from a place where it's economically safe for you, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're talking about cost of living, opportunities for jobs, whatever, anything that's it's economically good for you. And when I got here, I was morally here for the sake of a fresh start.
Mm-hmm.
I knew it was a lot of things that I was lacking from the time I left that particular industry up until the time where I was. And I just felt that leaving and going to get a new breath of fresh air and revitalizing myself will be good. But I chose one of the hardest places. I said either it's going to be here or it will be New York, right? And like I said, it always go back to it takes a special kind of person. So I know what type of person I am. I got the work ethic. So why not go try my luck and my hand somewhere else? So when I got an opportunity to come here in California, I got here. I was doing normal work, and then the pandemic came, and and everybody kind of shut down. Everybody shut down. It was real tough over here. Everybody shut down, and so when I got here, I started moving around. My job allowed me to be able to talk to different people. I made it my business to talk to 3 random people a day. And I use that still to this very day because you never know who you're going to talk to. You don't know who you're dealing with. So once I got here and I seen how easy it was to be able to network and how willingly people were willing to network with you just by the simple conversation, I said, you know what? I want to try my hand in possibly getting into the film industry. Now, logic for me, deep down in my heart, I don't have an affinity to be a movie star or nothing like that. But when it comes to the business aspect and aligning myself with the opportunities that this particular place presents, it's like you go to Texas. If you want to do oil and gas, medical, go to Texas. You're going to have a likely chance. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Especially if you don't have a plan, you better get in the oil and gas industry or the medical industry to solidify yourself. So when I came out here, logic in my head, okay, I could still go out here and work, grind, find a typical job, align myself like that. But at the same time, I'm like, let me give myself at least a 40% more chance of having opportunities here. And why not do it in the entertainment industry? Everybody who's in the entertainment comes to California, right? So transferable skills. I wanted to get involved. So I end up enrolling myself into the Los Angeles Film School. And I'm there to receive my bachelor's degree for film production. And let me tell you, I think it's been 16 years since I was in school. And I was scared because I didn't know what to expect. But I have the mental aptitude to be able to get it done. And you know, you get to looking at tuitions. I gotta pay. How I'm gonna find my living? How I'm gonna be able to keep up with this, and that. But when you look at, you put all that to the side, the positive things that comes out of it, man. I am aligning myself to have a bright future, and whichever way I choose to dip my hand into anything, I'm doing that by making myself available to go back to school. And I'm going back to school under these conditions and in these manners in which I will fulfill and complete this, no matter how hard I think and how hard I feel that things will be for me. I'm going to continue to fight this, and I'm going to get through it, and I will be successful in the film and production industry, no matter what. You know what I'm saying?
And just remember, people, you're hearing it first right here on the X Factor Safety Podcast. So when he makes it big and he starts producing some movies and some, short films and out there, we're gonna come back right here to this episode and say, hey, we heard him say he was gonna be great, and that's awesome. That's what we need, is more positivity like that out in the world.
And Pedro, and I always want to tell people, it's never too. It's not about. It's and a lot of people, I run across people all the time. They say, hey, is this a dream of yours? No, it's not. It's not a dream. You feel me? I've used the word dream very lightly. If you have a dream, some dreams can seem so real, but then the reality when you wake up, it's not here. It's not available. Right. So I've always had different dreams about certain things that I wanted in my life, and then you wake out of it and you just be like, damn, I'm still in my current state. So I don't use my drive as a dream mentality. I use my drive and my work ethic as like, yo, I have to pave my way. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not living off a dream, because that dream can always fester here and never manifest itself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If I allow it to stay at face value. You understand what I'm saying?
Oh, so definitely.
Pushing myself outside those limits, bro, putting myself in uncomfortable situations is most definitely, it's the driving force behind it. Like, I see nothing but success. It's everywhere.
Trust the process.
You gotta trust the process, even when you don't see it.
Even when you don't see it, if it's not there right in front of you, you gotta trust the process, bro.
I've been here a year, and it be some days, bro. Let me tell you, I have to rough of the roughest. You feel me? It be some days I sit up and be like, dog, what the fuck am I doing? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But deep down inside, like, you know what? I got a plan. I know what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
I got to block out the negative stuff that's going on,
Right.
right? And just focus on what's at hand. And guess what? Anything that you put your mind to, whatever it is, guess what? It's obtainable. Only way you're not gonna get it if it's you.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
it's you,
You your worst enemy.
we are our
And we
worst
talk
enemy, bro.
we talk about this all the time, especially like in safety. You are your worst enemy. You
Bro.
are you are holding yourself back if you can't let yourself open up and
Man,
be your true self.
Be your true self. Look, a lot of us be sitting here, and I like to use relationships as a key example.
Oh shit,
we be sitting here saying like what we want this, and then when it comes to us, we don't know how to handle it. We can talk ourselves out of a lot of good things in our life, bro. Because number one, we continue to put ourselves on the back burner. We continue to when it comes to other people, we put them here, but when it comes to us, we take ourselves a notch down. I think a lot of it has to do with rebuilding that confidence back up. We've been so negatively bashed and listen from the outside sources coming in, but at the end of the day, tap into your heart, tap into your mind. Like that's the beauty of being a human being. That's the uniqueness of being who you are. Do you really believe in yourself? I refuse to allow other people, bro, tell me what I'm not good at when I know I'm good at it. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not going to allow people to tell me, you know what I'm saying? Hey, you could do. No, I know what I'm capable of doing. And guess what? I'm going to do it. And I feel like that was the graduation part. And a lot of people, we're going to graduate from these things. And a lot of it be the people. I ain't got time to hear these people. These people ain't going to take care of me and my family. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
These people are not going
to. Everybody's entitled to their own opinions. But that doesn't mean it's the right opinion, and you don't have to go and live your life by what people think of you.
No.
Once you get rid of that and stop being scared of what people think,
correct,
and just go do you and be the best you and give everybody the best version of you, opinions don't matter anymore.
Bro. No, it don't. It don't, man. And I'm glad I got like that, bro. Like I'm glad I got away from. I'm glad I got away from being back home. You know, you get you a clean slate. You get about. It's very important to be around a bunch of people that don't know you because your expectations are your expectations.
Yeah.
Feel me? Yeah. Nobody can say nothing. That you feel me? So you come to a new place, you starting fresh. Like I don't have to worry about the homie or homegirl back here saying no. I don't listen. We can walk away and we never even talk to each other no more. But I'm still gonna continue to push forward. Right. You know?
Let me hit some of these comments up. Donald said he remembers fighting for the whole watch first thing in the morning. The hangovers were brutal some days.
Snap. Yeah, buddy.
Steve Bell said, as an old safety guy, it makes me feel good you're having these discussions. Most are not. They are not talking about being proactive and changing their environment. They're in the offices bitching about everything. Yep, that's true. If you're talking about these topics, you're going to make it, and you're going to live well. And again, we talk and we love doing this from experience. And I talk a lot of times from experience. There was lots of hard times out in the oil industry, out in the refineries that we went to. You know, the multi-bed hydrocrackers that we had to have 2 or 3 people in the IDLH atmospheres. You know, those types of things. So it's all experience, and it's good experience.
Yeah. Most definitely.
Reggie, my man, what's going on, Reggie?
That's what's up.
Good to see you. And I know I know Tiffany ended up putting him in here. Squad. Yes. Sherman said you're going to earn your money working in that industry. Nothing comes easy, and that is true. At the end of a 84-hour work week, when you get that paycheck, you are going to earn that money. That 84 hours, or every penny that is on that check, you earn with blood, sweat, and tears.
You're right. You sure right about that, man. Bumps and bruises.
Shout out, Sharon. Oh yeah, lots of bumps and bruises. Lots of bumps and bruises. Safety and acting, I believe, go hand in hand. Most people really do not know how to market safety. They do not how to put themselves in other people's shoes. Wise choice, no matter what. And again, that's why we do these collaborations. We like to grow, and we like to give everybody, and build people up here.
For sure. Yeah.
So I think, please let me know, LinkedIn user. What's up, Tiffany? I think that's Tony Taylor, maybe. He said, "Yo, Reggie," and then he puts, I think that's Tony Taylor. That might be. Tiffany says, "Steve, haha, true story. You cracked me up. Let's connect." Sherman said, "Facts." Mallory, what are some tools you have learned to help push yourself through something that is difficult for you? Go ahead, Justin.
Like I said, I'm. It took me some time to really embrace believing in myself. That's what it boils down to. Like nobody knows you better than you. You know,
Yeah.
like and one of the things I'd like to use, what was a big component of my life, I was bullied growing up, and didn't have. We still don't. Have a lot of things. It's a lot of things that you grow up with you don't have it. And I have a very vivid memory about a few things growing up. So you kind of be. I grew up a little introverted, shy, you know. So once
You
I,
really?
bro, very much so.
Really?
Yeah, because I used to be bullied, bro. So you just be quiet. But I kind of start breaking out of that shell, and then it just started evolving over time, man. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, one of my things that I'm always going to use to push myself is me. Me. I've been in a situation where you think you have support of others. It's only temporary. You understand what I'm saying? But you have to live with yourself every day. And one thing I say, anything that I do, those are self-inflicted. So I have an understanding that if I choose to make the wrong decision, there are consequences that come along. Are you mentally ready to deal with that? Because guess what it's going to do? It's going to set you back. So the best thing for me is is making sure that I do the right thing, and just always believing in me. Like when you wake up and you look in that mirror, you should be like, you know what, Mallory, I'm a bad mama jama. You know what I'm saying? You should be upholding yourself to the highest always. You know what I'm saying? And when you value yourself more than you think other people value you, you're winning.
Yeah.
You know, I'm telling you, you are your biggest cheerleader and you are your biggest believer. You know you better than you.
Yeah, definitely. Sherman said.
So push.
If no one believes in you, you have to believe in yourself. It's about self to make things happen for yourself.
Right.
And that's true. And that, again, if luckily I have been blessed with a wife that has been behind me and been my support and my rock, even at my lowest, darkest times. She has been there to uplift me, and then having my 4 daughters to be able to be there and push me to be my best self. And now it's just, now they're teenagers, and sometimes I want to just choke the shit out of them, but but they hold me to that, and they know, hey, Dad, because again, I had a heart attack. People that have been there, know that I had a heart attack, and they're constantly, hey, are you taking your meds, Dad? Dad, are you eating right? Those types of things. So
yeah, most definitely. Dang, yeah, they're your biggest cheerleaders, man. I see Steve he said reaching out to others who've been there, done, and that's most definitely a key. And growing up, you know what I'm saying, and growing up, and I don't like to categorize these type of things, but I have to be real with myself, man. Growing up where I grew up in, man, and growing up with my mom and not really fully having a male positive figure in my life, and wanting to have that, it's touch and go when it comes to reaching out, because you don't know who you're reaching out, what their intentions are behind it. A lot of people don't want to see you succeed.
Right.
So they'll tell you the wrong thing to lead you the wrong direction just to get you the hell away from them. So I think I've been more proactive with that approach now, with being careful who I choose to bring into my life, who I choose to take and receive information from, because I always want to get information that's going to be able to help me, you know what I'm saying, accomplish a lot of things, because there's still question marks that I got in my life as being 35, bro, that I still want to be able to have answers. And it just comes down to trusting the word of others. Are your intentions pure-hearted? You know what I'm saying? Is it coming from a good place? But I definitely want to be able to reach out to people. I definitely want to be able to have people give me that information, man. So yeah, I most definitely feel that.
I seen I seen Jesus here. Where you at, Jesus? Yep, Tiffany. Hello, I'm here. Good to be here. Appreciate it. My man, Jesus. We're looking out. And again, that boils down to, like you said, putting yourself in and holding yourself to the highest.
Right. Right.
Again, it's you're your biggest fan, and you do what you have to do for self first, so that way you're able to give 100% to others.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have to give 100% to me, so that way I can give 100% to my wife, to my kids, to
That's
my
it.
coworkers, to the what I'm trying to do, the people that I impact and try to bring value to.
Yeah.
But if I'm not, if I'm at 50%, if I'm at 30%, I'm not going to be able to give 100% to somebody. My cup has to run it over.
Yeah.
Emotionally, mentally,
Yeah.
in order for me to be able to do this and say, hey, let's give some value and have Justin on here and talk about these things. I have to be in the right state of mind.
Bro, and I'm a real, like, I've have classmates, and I have this one particular classmate. She always said, "Paying it forward." You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
At this point in my life, man, I'm excited about restoring humanity. You know what I'm saying? Bro, we living in some of the most tough times right now, to where we need each other more than ever. You understand? The homeless rate is about to go up. You know what I'm saying? It's people continually get sick. It's people losing jobs. And bro, we got to restore humanity of some sort, man. And any kind of nugget that we can use to help people, man, pass it. Yeah. Pass it along. Yeah. Like, we got to be on to it. No, bro, I'm not doing. Look, I'm not doing this. What I'm doing, I'm not putting myself through all this traumatic stress just to be able to be selfish. Right. Hell no. I want other people to experience what this stuff feels like. Like, I want to be able to share this with everybody, bro. I got 3 nephews growing up, 2 nieces, so, and friends who I value, it's good friends and their kids. So we want to be able to let's keep this generation moving in the right direction, man.
Right.
Like, for real. I refuse to go through the same phase, you know what I'm saying, that I went through growing up. But it's not a fun phase, bro, because you waste a lot of time trying to figure out stuff, bro, when you lost. And if we can do something to alleviate that problem, bro, I think we'll be in a better place, man.
Yeah, definitely. And then you have to definitely figure out your why. Tony said, my man Tony Taylor, he says it a lot in all the inspirational stuff that he puts out. You have to understand and find your why. Once you have your why, you're able to then flourish as much as possible, because you know yourself. You know your why. You know why you're going to do the certain things you do. And again, that's what we do. Sometimes we fail at what we do, but as long as you're failing forward and learning from what from that fail, not to do it again. That you get those bumps and bruises from those obstacles.
Yep.
But then you're better. You're better at what you do. You're a better person. And then you're able to pass that gold nugget. You're able to give that bit of value to somebody else that might need it, because you've already been through it.
That's it.
Man, good conversation, man.
Man, it's lit. We're just we've just steady pouring gas on the fire, man.
That's it. Yeah.
For sure.
Let's see. That's why it's important to vet that person first. Tony Taylor, you're on the right track. Yep.
I hope so, man.
Donald said, my degree came from Columbia Southern University, but my education came from Never Give Up University, and that's life.
My man, that's life.
Good, Donald. Greatly appreciate that.
Yes, for sure.
Let's see. Sherman said, teach them the things we didn't know as kids. Amen. Mm-hmm. That's what we have to do.
Yes, sir.
So, and yes, Tony Taylor, if that's you, yes. I said your name, Tony Taylor. Like Tiffany said, she gave us what we have to do. You got to go on the back end. I remember the last time Tiffany was on here, you have to go on the back end and actually change the settings in LinkedIn, so that way it shows you who you are. It shows us who you are when you come on the live streams. She said, yes, I have this profile pic for a reason. You are definitely your biggest cheerleader. I tell folks that this all that you tell it all the time to people. And again, that, and I haven't changed mine because I can't find any baby pictures of me. But my man Reggie, if he's still in the chat, he ended up putting out there on one of his posts that you are your biggest fan.
Yeah.
So why not put a younger picture of what you were back then for people to see? And it's great. So what advice would you give a younger you? Didn't mean to stump you, brother. I'm sorry.
No. Because I mean, I guess, bro, it's a lot. I don't regret a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because everything was destined. It was predestined for us to be that way anyway. I guess, I wish the advice I would have gave myself if my mind was I wish my mind was a little bit more mature. I think morally when I was younger, I was a little hot-headed. You know what I'm saying? Because you move out, and when you start having when you start gaining responsibilities, you start thinking, you know what I'm saying, a little ahead of yourself, thinking that you know some things and you don't really know shit. Right. You know what I'm saying? I really feel like I wish I should have probably just been less hot-headed and just probably not allow the outside noise be more, you know what I'm saying, more stronger than what I'm actually going and dealing with. So I really think I should have stayed more focused, being more focused, man. And just, I mean, being more receptive to what's going on around me, being more coherent, being more aware to where I could have just been able to probably catch up on a lot more things, you know what I'm saying, versus learning about it later, So
yeah,
I really feel that's that has slowed me down. And now I'm glad that now that I'm a little older, that I'm able to understand better, bro. And sometimes you don't learn things when you're young; it comes later. And I'd rather it be later than never. You know what I'm saying? And I feel now, being the way that I am, and older and wiser, like it's helping me to continue to push forward. I'm telling you, look. I'm telling you, dog, it be days where I have my breakdowns, man. You understand? Because I just want it to happen, and I want it to happen sometimes right away. But that's not the reality. You understand, bro? That's not the reality. So I just gotta stay positive. Like, don't be hard-headed. Always be willing to learn. I'm gonna continue to be able to ask information. I don't care how old I get, because I still don't know everything. So if I could change, though, I would change. I would have changed those things if I was able to have it mentally mature. I would have done that. Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, I love the positivity, bro. Mallory said, "How do you deal with the bad apple that brings toxicity to the table? The kind of negativity that puts off an aroma."
You throw it in the trash.
Get rid of that damn apple. Throw it in the trash.
It's no compromising. No. Like your energy. Your positive energy,
it's draining when you have that bad apple.
I'm trying to tell you, and guess what? That's a significant thing to happen. A lot of people aren't able to conjure up positive energy. You have a lot of negative people. I really believe there are people here on this universe that are put here to specifically be detrimental to you, right? So, are you mentally prepared to be able to exclude that out your life? You know what I'm saying? You know what you want. You know what you want in your life. You know what you need in your life. You understand what I'm saying? And you know what you don't need. So those should be, to me, when it comes to like having those type of things, man, that's a hard, yes, you got to go. It ain't no compromising. I don't care what we did yesterday. I don't care what we did 5 years ago. If you're not attributing to what we're trying to do at this current state, you got to go. Because I'm not going to waste time. We're not going to waste time repeating the same thing. Because if you notice, I know you've had people come in your life, hey man, you know what, I want to be better than 6 months down the line, a year down the line, they just do the same shit over. Now we talk about the same story, right? And then now we beating ourselves up. Why this person keep doing this? Why, fool? Because you allow them to.
Yep.
So when you don't allow
that energy,
come on, get rid of it. That's plain and simple. Got to go.
Nice. That's right, Jay. Protect the circle. I know I do. Not everyone or everything is good for you. Yep. Sherman said, great conversation. Love it. Y'all stay up and keep doing y'all thing, reaching for the top. One love. Appreciate it,
Show
Sherm. Shout
Sherm.
out. Tony Taylor said, I wonder if Justin is my brother. He has bars.
Eh,
Steve said, get rid of him.
Yeah, man, get rid of them.
Yeah, yeah.
Rid of 'em.
Tiffany said, yes, to restore humanity. I work on even restoring my faith. It's real out here. And you have to stay connected to self, to others, and to your faith.
Right.
And that's key, And some people don't believe. Some people do. So with that being said, it definitely is one of the things that you definitely have to stay connected to self first, and then obviously you being connected to self, you can go connect to others.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. Most definitely. Restoring faith. I'm real big on that.
Yeah,
Real
restoring
big on
faith, restoring humanity, the
Yeah.
betterment of people, bringing value.
Yeah, bring
Um,
value. Most definitely, man. Like positive energy into the universe, man. You know, put your best foot forward. You know, character, integrity. A lot of us lack those morals, man, and that's another thing, man. If you don't got no integrity about nothing, you don't respect anything.
Nope.
Have some integrity first.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, you have to be able to have integrity. And people don't. Some people don't understand what integrity is.
They don't.
But it's doing the right thing at the right time for the right reasons, even when nobody's watching.
That's it.
Period.
Yeah, that's it. It's it. Unspoken word.
And I think that's where the servant leadership comes into play, and you try to be the best person, even when nobody's watching. You're still trying to put that positive vibe out there. So great conversation. Tiffany said hashtag fell forward. Yes. I use that all the time. Tiffany said, okay, Donald, I hear you. Yep. So again,
Yes, sir.
so we are at the 1 hour mark, 1 hour and 6 minutes. Thank you, everybody that's been in the chat, and greatly appreciate all the comments, all the love that we've been receiving. Let me shout out to our likes. Tim Jones, Sherman Stanley, Kurt Brandon. What's going on, Kurt? You've been watching. My lovely wife, Heather. How are you? Thank you for tuning in, babe. I love you. Let's see. Mallory said, what positive thing are you doing to help restore humanity these days? How are you making an impact?
Okay. I like that. Guess what? One of the things that was one of my biggest things that I feel like that was negatively hurting me is I always have the answers to everything. I always like to talk, but I've learned how to be able to be an ear. Listen. A lot of us lack communication skills. So being better listeners is what I'm using to restore humanity, because just as sure as my situation may be bad, there's somebody else's situation may be even worse, right? Mm-hmm. So by just being able to hear somebody else and just listen, just to let somebody, because you never know, that could change somebody's life. That could be the difference between life and death. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of us don't have hope. A lot of us don't have faith in things. So what I've said to me is being a better listener and being more of a a problem solver than being the problem to something. You understand what I'm saying? If I can help somebody else, if I can reach one, like, we on the right track. Like, that's where I keep it simple. I don't have these astronomical things. Like, I keep it real because I'm a realist. You know what I'm saying? And some of the smallest nuggets, like I said, has helped shape me in life. And I knew not being a good listener at certain points in time has been detrimental to me. Like, we do think we want to know everything. So I say, hey, if I can listen to some people from time to time, because I want to be heard too, and I know how I feel when I don't want to be heard, that'll make me want to give up on life. But, man, I don't know what I'm doing. I do know what I'm doing. So just I want to be more of a listener, man. And if I can help somebody, just be available. That's all. Let's be available. Let's lend a hand in whichever way it can, whether it's monetary, if it's not monetary, spiritual, whatever.
Mm-hmm. Donald said, love the show, Pedro. Got a bell. Appreciate it, Donald. Thank you, sir. Greatly appreciate it. And to Mallory's question, what are you doing to restore humanity these days? And again, what I'm trying to do is this right here, having these good conversations, doing my fireside chats every Tuesday, putting the podcast out there, putting, content that's out there that people can they don't have to consume it right away, but they come back if they need to, consume it at a later date because they're
Yeah,
going through something. Just being
right.
that avenue and that person that they can, call up and say, "Hey, Pedro, I have a problem."
Most definitely.
I'm there. And like you said, being a good listener.
Yeah, bro.
So, everybody that's on the chat, I greatly appreciate you all. Um, she said,
Fun.
great answers. Thank you for sharing today. Let everybody know where they can reach you at, how they get in contact with you.
Man,
Um,
you can reach me. I'm like I said, I'm normally on Facebook. You know what I'm saying, different stuff like that. I mean, I haven't got to. This is my first podcast, and I like it. You know what I'm saying. I have a group of individuals here that we do little small projects and stuff like that. But if y'all ever want to link up with me, catch me on my Facebook, man. And like I said, I have Instagram, and you can follow me on that if that's what you guys type of thing. I do. I just made my LinkedIn page about a month and a half ago, so like yeah, reach out to me in any form, any way, fashion. Like, let's continue to be positive energy towards one another. Let's keep uplifting. Like, it'll be good to hear from you guys in different phases of keeping up with one another. Let's build relationships. Like, let's be able to do that. That's
oh,
what
yeah.
we're here for. You know.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. So
So
I greatly appreciate the time.
this
Everybody
is
has,
fun.
it's been fun, and we definitely will be doing it again. Again, your energy.
Yeah,
I know some people that would definitely like to have another, discussion, and
yeah,
go
most
find them.
definitely.
So what's the handle on Facebook? What's the handle on
Oh
LinkedIn?
man, all right. Listen, let me see. Let me do this. I can find the LinkedIn. I gotta go on my phone. Give me a second.
It's all good. It's all good.
It's all good in the neighborhood. Okay, my LinkedIn is Detron Taylor, and my Facebook is, I think it's my full name, Justin Detron Taylor. Yeah, Justin Taylor on Facebook, and it's on LinkedIn. It's Detron Taylor, and on my Instagram it is the Alchemy underscore code breaker at
Nice,
Alchemy underscore code breaker. That's where you can
nice.
reach me. So y'all get at me, man. I look forward to it. And Pedro, man, it's a pleasure, dude. I'm glad I accepted this, man. This is fun, bro, to catch up with you.
Oh yeah,
You know,
definitely.
I'm definitely, like I said, any of my people, I want to always support, bro. Like, if you ever need a voice or something to be here, bro, I'm available. I render myself available to you at any time, bro.
Nice.
So, yes,
Greatly
sir.
appreciate that, brother.
Yes,
So I
sir.
greatly appreciate it, everybody. It was good talking to y'all. So y'all know where to find me at everything social media. The X Factor Safety. You can find me on Twitter, except it's on Twitter it's safetyx_factor. Reach out, leave a comment. If you need something, call the X Factor hotline. I'll always pick up. If I don't pick up, you can leave a voicemail. I'll call you back. So, with that being said, ask yourself that one question: what is your X factor? So, until next time, we'll see you